There is one more way that we cover to get current shareholders more shares in a company that isn't them just buying more. It's called a dividend reinvestment plan. So we've already spoke about dividends. Dividends, free money. Dividends, they're giving you part of their profits because you own shares with them. Instead of them just paying you out, sometimes the company will go, you know what, we could give you the dividend, we could give you this cash, but if you use that dividend money instead to buy more shares with us, we'll give you a special deal on. Okay? So dividend reinvestment plan is, instead of paying out the dividends as cash, the company offers you to use the dividend money to buy more shares in the company. But what's the advantage here? Why would you want to do that? They're going to offer it at a discounted price, so it's cheaper in the first place. And second, because you're paying for it directly to the company, you're buying the dividends directly from them, you don't need to pay brokerage or GST. So it's 2 levels cheaper. It's cheaper because it's discounted, and it's cheaper because you don't need to pay a broker or that 10% GST as well. So they're tempting you. They're tempting you to use your dividend money to buy more shares in the company. Once again, the way we deal with dividend reinvestment plans is just to show you a fully worked solution. So the example is Kyle owns 550 shares. That's probably relevant. Don't care that it's Boral. 15 cents per share dividend. That's how much money they were supposed to get. Boral is $3.91. He wants to do the DRP. The extra shares are 5% discount. How do we use that info? Boys at the back, if you want a teacher, come up here. You can use the iPad. Have you used an iPad Pro before? No? This pen's worth $200. It might be nice. Find the price the shares will be sold for in the DRP. What's the discount being applied here? 5%. So if I know that the shares are currently $3.91 and it's 5% cheaper, there's 2 ways to handle this. You can work out what 5% is and take it off. Or is there a quicker way? If something is less 5%, how many percent is it? 95. So you can go 0.95. Find 95% of $3.91. 0.95 times 3.91. They're going to offer it at $3.71 to 2 decimal points. That's the cheaper price. B. How many shares will Kyle be able to get from the DRP? This isn't a ratio. What do we need to do here? You're using your dividend money to buy cheaper shares. Your hand went up a little bit. What could I do?
Times 550 by 0.15.
Good. We're going, what dividend would Kyle should they have got? 550 times 15 cents. They should have got 550 times by 15 cents, 0.15. They should have got $82.50. But they're instead using that to buy these cheaper shares. I'm not done yet. I haven't answered B yet. How many shares will Kyle be able to get from the DRP? What could I do with this number to work out how many they could afford? Good. How many times is $3.71 going to go into $82.50? 82.5 divided by $3.71 equals 22.24. And at this point, we have a conundrum. Can you buy part of a share? No. So how many shares will he get in full? Not 22.24. It's not going to be 23 because this is the 0.24 is closer to under. You're only going to get 22 shares. So therefore, 22 shares from the DRP. That's what C is about. Because you would use all $82.50 if you were able to purchase 0.24 of a share. But you can't. You can't do that. So how much money would be carried forward for Kyle to use in the next dividend? How do we work that out? Well, you're only actually getting 22 shares times by... Oh, that's weird. The video disconnected. Let me reconnect. That's weird. That's never happened before. I'll have to check before I upload if there's a weird issue with the video. Okay, they got 22 shares at $3.71. 22 times by 3.71. They're only actually going to spend $81.62. Is that $81.62 different to the $82.50 dividend they were supposed to get? They're slightly different. Why? Because you can't buy 0.24 of a share. So how do you know how much money is left over? What student over there was saying? There's going to be left over because you can't buy 0.24 of a share. So you go $82.50 minus $81.62. 82.5 minus 81.62. 88 cents. Carried over. So next time there's a DRP, you'll have 88 cents left over from last time because you couldn't buy a quarter of a share. And then that last question is pretty easy. No maths required. What will Kyle's total shareholding be after the DRP? He had 550 before. How many is he getting from the DRP? Yeah? 22. So it's going to be 572 shares after the DRP. That's the example and that's the exercises for today. I'll stop the recording.